Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's actually the Jets emergency siren.
Oh, you set up this one.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Hey.
No, I don't accept it.
Guys in the bed are taking it easy this one. And here's Coach Brandor.
You'll get a bear ass.
Yeah. Welcome, one and all.
Hey, boo-boo.
Welcome. Hey, boo boo.
It's week. Wait, what week is it?
It's week 7.
Do people
Fuck.
still watch Yogi Bear? Is that a
I
thing?
don't think they do. If they do, they're like probably 70.
I wonder about that in like the modern streaming era, like how is it going to affect people searching old things? Because maybe it'll be a positive thing. I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
Rob went through like a media bit to an existential bit. Like we got
really
2
did.
words into the football. It's week 7.
I mean, moments before this, we were just repeating Rob's cock. So like, I
just
feel
wanted to
like
sound
I
like
said
Yogi
Rob's
Bear,
penis.
man.
Okay.
Oh, right. Fair
No,
enough.
Rob's dick. I said
Rob's dick. That's right.
Yeah, he did
That's
say
right.
Rob's dick.
So,
Rob's dick.
yep. I'm sick this week, so I have less energy than normal, but
That's right.
it appears that Rob can carry the energy load.
Mhm.
So that's
Yep.
good.
I
His dick.
can.
You
It
really
comes
can.
comes with very large loads. I'm just saying, it's a part of the deal.
I don't like this.
You don't either, to be honest. But I mean, look, it's just going that way. What am I gonna do?
You can
That's
do it
true.
over if you want, but I feel like we're probably committed at this point.
We're very committed.
We had a lot of football news to get through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So let's jump right into the main one. The Jets lost, and they're like, guys, we need to do something. And then they immediately traded for Devontae Adams.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, I think we've been in desperation mode since last week, and this seems like it. The move for it.
You guys are actually just remaking the 2021 Green Bay Packers, except older and worse.
Yep.
They were already not great.
It's a desperation move because they're 2-4, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's bad.
And they just fired their coach.
That's
And-
also bad.
And they just lost a huge divisional game at home.
Also
yeah,
bad.
in a very embarrassing way that really it was closer than it really should have been just because of a Hail Mary,
Yes.
Yep.
It's not looking good in Jetstown. Also, the referees were interesting
When
again.
has it looked
Oh.
good? Does anyone know?
Are we going to talk about
week
the
2 of
game?
this year.
'Cause
Yeah.
We should, we may as well.
the game,
We're there already.
the genuine worst officiated game of the year.
Yeah.
It couldn't have been any worse. It was so bad.
It's really commonplace for the Jets, to be honest. Actually, I've said this on the podcast before, but like the refs hate no one more than shitty teams. They will always favor the better teams. And if you're a fan of the shitty team, you know this full well because you watch your own team every week and you see which ways the calls go.
Just to put it in perspective, 22 accepted penalties for
Yep.
204 yards.
That's a lot.
2 football fields worth of yards in penalties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was so bad. There was a roughing the passer call. Look, what's crazy is that if you took all the penalties away from the Bills, I would have been like, wow, the Jets got hosed. Like, that was such bad officiating for the Jets. But what actually happened was the Bills were getting hosed by calls because they were actually somehow worse than the calls the Jets were getting hosed by. It was like who could hose the other team quicker with that bad calls. It was crazy.
I remember Aaron Rodgers even turned to the Buffalo guy after the roughing the passer, and he's like, bro, that's fucking dumb.
Yeah. There were so many PIs too that were just like not pass interferences. Like, it was so bad.
Yeah. There's also the like controversial quarterback fumbles.
Oh yeah, they did the fucking replay. We could talk about the replay thing too, because there's a lot of replay shit that happened this week. Where like they reviewed it to replay, but they did it in like 10 seconds. And everyone was like really quickly being like, yeah, well, it looks like a pass. So it's a pass, it's incomplete. And they forgot to question the nature of where the pass went because it went backwards. So even though it was an incomplete pass, if a pass goes backwards, that's a backwards pass, which is a free ball. So, and then that's what the Bills were arguing. We're like, well, okay, it's not a fumble, but we're going to challenge it because it's a backwards pass. And they were like, oh, sorry, well, we already replay reviewed it, so you can't challenge it. What are you fucking doing? What are we doing here?
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
I'm really excited to talk about that more during the Seahawks 49ers conversation too, because it's baffling some of the things that are happening with the replay stuff now.
Remember, I think it was last year when we saw the picture of the New York booth, whatever.
Yes. It was
and
a
I was
table.
like, wow, that looks so low tech. Like it looks like two guys at a fucking screen.
Yeah.
And I was like, that can't be the full picture or something, right? Like there has to be more. No, at this point, we now know that no, that's it. It's a couple of dudes sitting at a fucking TV monitor, monitoring every fucking game in the league every week.
Well, yeah, but Apollo, imagine they might have to pay another $45,000 a year for another guy. I mean, they can't do that. It's the NFL. They're a small indie company, you know.
It is so plain to me. I in my head, I was like, how could New York get these calls wrong? They have all the angles and everything. Like, there's no way this shouldn't be happening. Now it makes sense. It's just a couple of guys at a TV, and they don't even have all the camera angles.
All right, let me just launch on a tangential tirade there too, because I'm with you on this 100%. Like, it ties back to the conversation we were having about the Monday Night Football broadcast and the Manning cast, and the fact that they can't like figure out how to not have a delay in their conversations. On top of that, like the technology not being available there, just to go ahead and get into the point I was going to make, like with the Seahawks 49ers game, there was a punt return where if you just watched the replay while you were watching the game, you would see that the ball clearly hit the Seahawks punt returner, and it should have been 49ers ball on the recovery. And they said, I don't remember the exact phrasing of it, but they said something along the lines of they didn't have access to those replay angles.
The enhanced angles is what
the
they
enhanced
said.
angles. Yeah. Okay, so what they're telling us with that is that they lacked a TV in the room that they are reviewing the replays in to watch the broadcast that we're all seeing, that we all
here's the problem.
just saw happen.
Here's the problem, because this is a thing that they kind of switched to, which is why this happened in the first place. Even if they had a TV, they would have got the call wrong because they cut to commercial. They cut to commercial to do the review, and so no one saw anything. I mean, the people behind the scenes saw everything because they have all the images in front of them. They can look at them, but even if they had a TV, they wouldn't be able to see it because we got to watch some more ads, brother. A replay review. Let's get some ads in there,
dude. This year they played an ad, one of those box-in ads during an after point. I saw that twice already.
Oh yeah.
They can't, and with the pay-per-view games this year too. Like
it's
on top of
absurd.
that, like
what's so funny to me too is I just realized this. Like we've been getting slightly tricked too. The last ad, at least on ESPN, the last ad of the ad break, they'll box back in the game with the ad, and I'm like, this is still an ad. Like it's a smaller ad. Like I can't even see the football. Like the ad screen's bigger. I'm not going to be fooled by your tricks. Like this is just another ad.
Just to harp on the technology thing a little bit more though, like there exists in some capacity, like an in the moment database of every camera angle that just captured the previous play, right? Like that must exist in some form.
There's a giant like terminal room where they have all these views of everything.
Running a broadcast and directing all of those cameras at the same time. They have that stuff available. Who else but the people in New York reviewing the plays and the legitimacy of the game should have access to that? And if they don't, why the hell not?
I actually think there's live streamers. There's like live streamers with better setups. Like straight up,
honestly.
Like this is so stupid because there's such I'm not saying they have to do this, but like if you just think about it for 2 seconds, there's so many better solutions to this problem. Like, hire a sky judge, an actual real referee who goes to the game and is in the booth watching all of these angles.
You gotta put him in a blimp if he's called sky judge. Sorry.
Okay, he can be in a blimp,
and he needs a crown,
and he needs to be called the blimp boy.
The blimp boy.
Yeah. There you go.
But have some kind of sky judge that has the tools available to them and can do these, like, because the quick replay reviews are good. Like the way they're like a lot of it I've seen has been for like first downs. Like someone will stretch the ball out and the ref will mark it short because he gets it wrong. And replay receipts will be like, yeah, that was a first down. And they'll be like, replay receipts, that's great. Like, if they can do that, then they should be able to do all this other shit too. If they just hired some judges who can look at the fucking screens and see all the angles really quickly.
Yeah.
Like,
I did notice that has been at least a nice improvement this year, so people don't have to waste as many challenges. Like, there's been a
well,
few
it's so
things.
frustrating because
Well, like the first touchdown for the Jets actually in the game
Yeah.
was had to go to the New York review or whatever.
it's well, if they have the technology to quickly and like succinctly change the spot of the ball, which is one of the most like probably the hardest thing to do for the refs to spot the ball, right? Like
Yeah.
if they can do that
well, they
quickly,
just made it up, so that's the thing.
right? But that's what I'm saying is that they can fix that quickly. That same person should be able to be like, oh, we have this obvious that the ball touched him angle, so like that we have to overturn this. It's this multi-billion-dollar system cannot have such obvious flaws in it. It's so stupid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Agreed.
So, I mean, at the end of the day, the Jets are still the Jets.
Sure
that
seems
part's
like it's
kinda
the same
shitty
old
too,
Jets.
isn't it? Like
Yep.
there was a little period at least of like a glimmer of light at the end of the tunnel there, and then it just got snuffed out again.
You
I
know,
mean, if
I'm
we're
happy
talking
I
about-
had no faith, if I'm being honest.
I mean, well, you
Because
picked them.
that's true.
That is true.
But I am happy that I had no faith in the season, though, in general, because
Yeah,
It's pretty
believe
much
that
over.
didn't change.
I mean, I
Yeah,
don't think it's
it's-
over
It's
still.
it's not over. You guys are gonna win next week. Don't worry about it. But like,
yeah,
it's-
I genuinely do think Devontae Adams can make a big difference. Like, people
it's-
forget how
it-
good he is.
maybe, yeah, but
I mean, a big thing here
we still
was-
have Woody Johnson as our owner, and we still have the management running.
I mean,
the
I
show,
literally
and-
watched Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams carry an entire season that one year. I had them
Yeah.
both in fantasy. They'd get like 40 points each every week. Like, it was insane. They would be like triple covered. They just go to them. Like, their chemistry's insane. And so I do
Yeah.
think it's going to make a. And plus, you got Garrett Wilson will be freed up because he'll become the 2, which is kind of insane. And then
That would be nice. Yeah.
yeah, Mike
and
Williams.
I'm gonna be honest. Alan Lazard doesn't look horrible.
Yeah, I mean,
I
I don't
mean,
think Lazard is
He got
horrible.
he 6 for 114 and a touchdown. He had more than Garrett Wilson.
Dude, he to be honest, in this year, he has been like our best producer on offense.
To be fair,
really,
but
yeah.
3/4 of that was a Hail Mary.
Hail Mary,
But
true.
he
But, I mean,
did.
take that away. It's still 50 yards.
Well,
I mean,
the rest of the
Lazard
games
is
too.
like-
He's the only receiver that Aaron Rodgers seems to trust on the team.
Yeah.
So like if it's like and honestly, he's kind of not wrong too, because he has been in high pressure situations and he goes to Wilson, and Wilson's been dropping it. Like
Yeah.
Well,
it's
dude,
been-
like if you and your best friend move to a new neighborhood and
Yeah.
start playing on the local team, you're in situations like
Yeah.
that, you're gonna go to the guy that you've been able to go to before.
Yeah,
yeah, for sure.
So the, the issue with Lazard for years has been he's like a solid 3, right? Like, that's what he is. And then they tried to make him a 1 or a 2, and it was like, yeah, no. And so it feels like the Jets kind of tried to make him the 2, and it's like Lazard, like, he's a good run blocker. He's like a good number 3 receiver. Like, that's what he is. And so I think this is
Yeah.
going to actually benefit him quite a bit too.
Yeah.
Rodgers also said that Mike Williams ran the wrong route on the final play.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, it is okay. So he said that the route was he's supposed to be running the red line, right?
Mm.
The red line is you can see it sometimes on practice fields, but the red line is like just outside the numbers, right?
Yeah.
So Mike Williams is running. It's a 2 streaks right on the outside. It's Wilson and Williams, I think, and Wilson cuts. I mean, not Wilson. Williams cuts inside. Rodgers throws outside because he says he's throwing to the red line. But I mean, he's also seeing on that play. He is also seeing the field. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like he's directly being pressured. So I don't know. It's like either Rodgers underthrew it because he doesn't have the arm for it, or he was going for a thing that is actually, I think, pretty normal, which is like the underthrow PI call, basically.
I mean, I think he's got the arm. He literally did the Hail Mary without a
Yeah,
issue.
exactly. I mean, honestly, it seems like it probably was a miscommunication of like Williams cut inside when Rodgers saw the outside is better.
Yeah, and that's the thing with Adams that you're getting is Devontae Adams is probably the best route runner I've ever seen. Play football,
and he knows what Rodgers sees. That's something that I think is important because that's the chemistry, right?
I remember there was a clip I watched like years ago, and they're having that crazy season, and Aaron Rodgers goes up to him and goes, "Do you remember when we played Buffalo in 2017? This is 2021, by the way." Or and he's like, "I think so," and he's like, "Run that route." Like that's the type of chemistry they have. Like it's wild. So I think it will be big. I don't know if it'll save the Jets, but I think they can get a wild card if everything works out. I don't think they'll win the division.
I mean, I was thinking that was my highest hope, I guess, coming into the season. But at this point, I'm really, really very unsure, to say the least.
Optimistic Woody Johnson said, when asked if the season is salvageable, he said, quote, "Salvageable, we're going to kick, you can fill the word in."
He said that?
He said that you can fill the word in.
Jesus Christ.
Yep.
What a guy. Hey, Johnson, Woody Johnson, fun fact, of the Johnson & Johnson company fame.
Yep.
The baby poisoning company.
Yep, classic.
That one.
Which one, though?
Yeah,
I mean, I don't actually know if he's one of the Johnsons in Johnson & Johnson, to be honest, but he is old as shit. So, maybe he is.
I think he is.
Maybe he is. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Either is or he's
not
a kid
part of the company
of the guy. So
that's what I think what it was, but I'm not
the
sure.
The last Jets point I'll make here before we get off the Jets is people keep being like, at this point last year, Zach Wilson was 3-3. And it's like, if you go look at the stats, Aaron Rodgers has already thrown more touchdowns than Zach Wilson did the entire year. So it's just
no one's seriously having that consideation.
No, I mean,
that's nonsense.
Even in the game yesterday, the Aaron Rodgers still was not the critical. Sure, he shouldn't have thrown that pick and stuff, but he was not the key and only problem of the.
I mean, it was red zone offense. The red zone 7 times and came away with 2 missed field goals and 1 touchdown.
Yeah, which if they make those field goals, you're probably much better off.
Yep. Well, it's the Jets, that's how it goes.
I mean, if Zach Wilson played this game, it'd be 30-7.
Yeah, no, we would have got
7 is
demolished.
generous.
Yeah.
Maybe 9 3 field goals. I could see it.
Yeah. So
it's Garrett Wilson dropping things, Breece Hall not finishing. There were so many things that happened that were totally completely on disregarding the penalties and all the other shit, right? It's just on the Jets. Otherwise, the Jets, if it weren't for that Hail Mary, the Jets scored 13 points in 4 quarters. You know what I mean? It's just...
It's a bad look.
Yeah.
Speaking of other wide receivers, Amari Cooper has been traded off of the shit show Cleveland Browns to the Buffalo Bills.
Good for you, Coop.
Seems like this is the beginning of the end for the Browns, I guess.
It sure does. That's your top receiver. And fun stat, I posted it in our thing. With the trade of Amari Cooper, backup safety Rodney McLeod is the only Browns player. McLeod is the only Browns player, including offense, to score more than 1 touchdown this season. That is actually insane.
Well, that's his punishment. He needs to leave because of that.
He posted another really fun fact about the Browns earlier, which was that currently, of all the quarterbacks in the league, Deshaun Watson has the lowest quarterback rating at 21.7.
Yeah, it's real
just for
bad.
context there, we're featuring Will Levis at 27.3 and Jacoby Brissett at 39.5.
Yeah, so
it's crazy because I've watched Will Levis and he looks awful.
He's terrible. Yeah.
So Deshaun playing worse than that is
notably worse than that.
Yeah, that's
insane.
He's playing twice as bad as Bo Nix right now.
Yeah,
put that
crazy.
into perspective.
And Bo Nix is a rookie,
Yeah.
No, he's got permission to be this bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And also, by the way, I was just looking because since Amari Cooper is gone, it's the beginning of the liquidation. If you're new
It
to the
is.
podcast and new to football, perchance, I know there's some of you. This happens. This is what happens. They start liquidating the team, and
How do
they're
you
going into-
liquidate Deshaun Watson though?
Well, they can't do that, but they can get rid
Do
of like
they-
Miles
Dude,
Garrett.
he's their
I was
tank
just
commander.
looking at
People
You
were
kidding me?
saying Myles Garrett to the Lions potentially.
so
Yeah.
I was just looking at Miles Garrett basically. So his contract right now has 45 million in dead money. So I would imagine if they trade him this year, they're probably going to have to pay some or all of that contract. It depends, right? That's, by the way, that's part of the Devontae thing, is that we got him for a third, which is a conditional second, but we pay the contract. So, but in 2025, it's down to 25 mil. So I could see them holding on to him until the off season and then trading him then,
Yeah.
probably in like March or something.
Yeah. It's a fire sale. It's gonna happen. Like it's over for the Browns. It's rebuild time. And I mean, Watson's the tank commander at this point.
Yep.
Like, they have the worst quarterback in football, and they're paying him the most money.
How the unmighty have fallen farther.
Yeah, it's truly a masterclass in how to fail.
Yeah.
Then, which, by the way, the Bills are probably going to win now that they have Amari Cooper, that division. Like,
Yeah, no, I hate that. I mean, that, by the way, that's like a direct, this is like U.S. Soviet Cold War kind of situation, right? Like, this is we get Devontae Adams, and they're like, oh fuck, all right, well,
Yeah.
2 former Raiders, by the way.
yeah,
Funnily enough.
it's a good point. Yeah.
Then we also had, in terms of other news, Aiden Hutchinson broke his leg pretty
Jesus
terribly.
Christ.
So
Yeah.
fucking awful,
And it's like,
man.
dude, that injury was insane because, like, he didn't even get stepped on, right? He just, like, hit his leg against another
Dude,
man's
it freaked
leg.
me the fuck out because I didn't know that could happen. It's just like
I
your
didn't either.
leg can just decide to snap out of nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess when you're going at freak of nature speeds, like, that's
Yeah.
possible. That was insane, though. Like, so yeah, he had
Don't watch
surgery.
it.
Don't watch it.
It's very gruesome. Yeah.
Yeah, so
Would
it
go
sucks
a
for
long
him
way.
because he was like a defensive player of the year candidate. Like, he was balling out. So that's also rough for the Lions because it's their best player and they're in a insane division.
It's rough for me. I can't do my weekly Aiden Hutchinson is really good reminder.
Yeah, I mean, he's still good. It's just
Yeah, I guess so. I can still do it. It's just
Yeah.
not going to be reinforced by data as much.
yeah.
But you know what would be good is if his leg were reinforced by armor. That
Very
didn't-
true.
you know what
Okay,
I'm saying?
now see, at least we still get the weekly Rob's armor comment.
I'm gonna keep doing it until the NFL listens and they consult me on armor design choices.
That's fair. I appreciate the commitment.
We have some great Apollo news.
Oh, good.
Do we?
The Steelers plan to give Russell Wilson first team reps this week.
Oh
I
boy.
hate this.
Yep.
This is if this is real and not just a smokescreen to make the Jets prepare for 2 quarterbacks, I'm genuinely upset. I'm not even like
Yeah.
Fields hasn't been playing that great, but he's 100% not playing bad.
Yeah.
And like that is such a fucking improvement from last year. Like his feet are winning us games. Like that's what people do not
He's
understand.
making plays.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
our offensive line is ruined. It's one of the absolute worst in the league. Like it's like if you watch, we'll talk about the Raiders game when we get to it, but just as a quick snippet from it, like Fields has someone in his face within the first second of like every snap. Like this is actually over the whole season for the NFL for the Steelers, but like we there was a stat that was like the Steelers have like they increased their play calls by like a lot because they didn't do play action before under Matt Canada. Sign of a great offensive coordinator.
Who needs it?
But we are now the worst in the league at play action. So we're calling it more, but it's doing worse. And I can see the reason why. Because if you watch any play action play from us, like Fields turns around, it fakes the handoff, and by the time he's turned around, there is a guy in the backfield already running right at him. Like just straight up, there is someone in the backfield immediately. And it's like, yeah, no wonder. And if that's Russell Wilson, it's a sack, right? Like all of those plays, if Russell Wilson there, it's a sack. So like I don't think Russell Wilson is going to be worse than Fields in terms of like how good of a quarterback he is, but he will die back there. He will perish.
Yeah.
Wilson
Yeah.
can't do the things Fields can do.
No, and those are the only reasons that these games are even being won. Like I cannot overstate how bad our offensive line has been this year so far.
Yeah. So I
So
guess
I hate that. I hate
that's
that, and it's
fair.
stupid.
At least, on the bright side, it is Russell Wilson. He is a Super Bowl and MVP winning quarterback. You know,
He's fallen off pretty significantly.
he seems to have, yeah. But
Yes.
also,
Again,
he did
it
have
has-
he had Nathaniel Hackett as his head coach. You know, when he
That is true.
Offensive coordinator. Or no, it was head coach.
No, it was
Right.
his head
Coach, yeah.
coach. Yeah, and
Even
no,
worse.
it's because the Jets were so brilliant that they decided to hire him as the OC after.
Right.
his,
he was great with us, probably because Matt LaFleur did everything and he just sat
Yep.
there.
Yeah,
But
yeah,
yeah.
no, he was up in the booth actually for this game, or for the Jets game. But sorry, go on.
Again, not doubting Russell Wilson's capabilities, just the situation does not call for it whatsoever.
Yeah. Then we also had the 49ers signing former Packers kicker Andrews Carlson. That's a terrible signing, but they'll probably make him good. And then they're signing Adrian Amos, former Packer and Jet, who is pretty washed up. So cool. And by the way, Aiden Hutchinson, I just saw some stats. In terms of pass rushing, PFF through 6 weeks, first in pass rush wins, pass rush grade, pass rush win rate, overall grade, and second in pressures.
That is hardcore.
Just so fucking good, man.
Pretty good. And
Yeah.
then final news bit here. The Bills, in response to the Cooper trade, have released Marquez Valdez Scantling. So
Oh well, here he comes.
he
Let's
could
go.
be going to the Jets.
there's your final piece to Exodia, dude.
Or he'll probably go to the Chiefs again and then become like an all-pro.
Yeah.
One or the other. So then we had football.
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 Football. So
You guys ever play foosball?
I
Yeah, I
have
love it.
actually.
It's pretty
Used
fun.
to have a little
Yeah.
like rinky-dink foosball table up in our game room. In our
Oh,
family house.
nice.
Nice.
Did it have like a little felt grass?
No, it was like ceramic. I guess I don't know what the material is actually, but
Yeah, I'm not
We had
sure
some
either.
football games.
Yeah.
We had
This is
49
important.
49ers Seahawks.
Seahawks are frauds. We were
Mhm.
saying it. I was saying it. I was like, they haven't played any good teams, and now that they've played 3
Yeah.
good teams, they've lost. Well, actually, no, they didn't even play the 3 good teams. They played the Giants. One of those.
Yeah.
Rob,
They-
It's a close divisional game, you know.
It wasn't
Rob-
as close.
Rob,
as it
no,
looked.
buddy. I know you just got home from the Jet season funeral, but listen, we got another one on the schedule today. We gotta say goodbye to Geno season, buddy.
No, I
Yeah.
refuse.
We gotta say goodbye. It's over.
I mean, honestly though, look, it was a bad game, but on the season though, overall, I don't think he's doing terribly.
He's leading the league in passing yards.
Yeah, I mean,
he's
you know,
not bad. He's just
It's
not.
just you shouldn't
Well,
be
yeah, I mean,
throwing
you're
the
not
ball
gonna-
52 times in a football game.
Yeah,
We're
and
just
you
way
shouldn't
too
be
many,
asking
like-
Geno Smith to do that. Like it's like he's not Peyton Manning. That's true. But I don't think if you know that, don't make him try to be. You know what I mean?
yeah.
There were just so many failed clutch moments, man. Like
Yeah.
there were just times where a better quarterback shows up and makes the right play there instead of throwing an over the shoulder across the field interception to basically seal the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The Seahawks also have one of the worst run defenses in football. As
Yeah.
you can tell by Isaac Guerrendo running for 9.9 yards a carry and Jordan Mason running for 8.1 yards a carry.
They also
they
have one of the
ran
worst
over
running
him, dude.
attacks too. Like the
Yeah.
Seahawks have had terrible running for. I mean, in fairness, Kenneth Walker's been out, but he's been back, and it's not good.
Yeah, because Jordan Mason got injured this game, didn't he?
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
And that's why Isaac Guerrendo who came in, and then he
Yeah.
also I got the Niners just exist as
Yeah.
a team that can do good. Again,
They just have a good O-line.
it's just a really good testament to Shanahan. It just is.
Yeah.
He's really
And that
good at
whole
what he
staff.
does.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's the Seahawks have the 4th worst running game. Behind
Yeah.
the Cleveland Browns and one ahead of the New York Jets.
Oh, fun. Yeah.
So yeah, I think the Jets need to run the ball actually, but they can't So that's
Oh
not
well,
good.
we had a lot of run up the middle when Hackett was in charge.
Well,
We
that's
had
good.
a little bit less of that last night. So
Hey, you're running for 10 more yards a game than the Cowboys, who are in last.
yeah,
That's good.
that is good. Yeah.
Well, imagine giving up like 100 yards plus to them
Yeah.
on the ground.
That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Seahawks kind of coming back down to earth. 49ers kind of healing because they're still insane. Then we had the Jaguars Bears in London.
Jags are trash, dude.
They're horrible. How is Doug Peterson not fired yet? Like I
Yeah.
expected that. Like I thought there was 100% chance that he's
Probably
fired.
end of the season kind of thing.
It
I would
looked like he
imagine.
was about to cry when they showed him. Like
If they didn't have Evan Ingram in this game, I don't think they score a touchdown. Like,
yeah. They actually stopped the Bears a few times on third down, and then they'd commit penalties, and then the Bears would keep rolling. So, like, I think they hit a point where they just gave up. In fact, one of the players said that the team had all the quit in them or something.
Yeah.
So that's a great thing to hear from one of your players.
Yeah.
But funnily enough, the NFL owners voted unanimously for the agreement between the Jaguars and City of Jacksonville on a $1.4 billion renovation of their stadium. So I guess they're not moving.
Jesus. So wait, how much is the city? Is the city?
Yeah, wait,
paying?
why a
question.
$1.5 billion renovation?
Mm-hmm.
Not even a new stadium?
Mm-hmm.
Jesus Christ.
How much you guys want to bet that these projects are just like hyper inflated in price?
Oh, they 100% are. Think about how many people, when you make a deal like this, how many people have to sign off on it and get a little bit of a taste?
Well,
You know what
I
I mean?
think their owner Shad Khan, right? He is worth $13 billion. He also owns two, or he owns a soccer team.
He owns Manchester, I believe. Yeah.
Yeah,
Manchester
so
United.
that's pretty good. He's also the 167th richest person in the world.
Yeah, but well, he needs.
I'm sure
some
he'll be
taxpayer
paying
money.
for it.
Well, sure. Look, hey guys, he needs the taxpayer money to build his very expensive, overinflated price budget stadium. But have you considered that all the people of Jacksonville are going to get a cut in all the revenue of the state? Oh wait, hold on. I'm looking at the contract here. Yeah, no, they're actually going to have to pay to go to the stadium. They're not going to get any kind of cut. So, yeah, I don't know. It kind of seems like robbery, I think.
I'm just gonna put these forks on the table. I'm gonna tie a bib around my neck. And
It's not like Florida's dealing with
just
any,
gonna sit here.
natural disasters or anything. I'm sure they're fine. But apparently the Jaguars construction will begin in February, and they will play in Jacksonville with limited capacity, it seems, until it's finished.
Wait, they're just gonna throw them over to London the whole fucking.
They probably
year
will,
then?
yeah.
I mean, I feel like that's ultimately their goal is.
Not
Well-
that they're renovating the stadium.
Yeah,
though,
no,
and it's
I
not-
know, but like they just keep putting them there.
The rumor is
Like,
that
over
I
and
think it's
over.
because they're the closest to London, right? They can
Maybe
just
they'll
fly
just
in.
That-
move a new.
that
better
doesn't sound
team
geographically
back.
correct.
Yeah, I'm not
Is
sure
it?
if that's. I don't
It's
know,
probably
maybe?
Boston is closest.
because it's
Yeah, but-
grimly.
They're not gonna put the Patriots.
I mean, that would be
Uh,
hilarious.
Oh yeah, I
They're gonna
guess.
move the Jets
Reverse American Revolution. We're sending the Patriots to
Oh, wait.
England.
Yeah, you're right. Listen, I'm not a doctor.
Mhm.
I think the goal here is they probably want to have a Super Bowl, if I had to guess.
Yeah, I would
Makes
hope.
sense.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, the
so then they
Bears
can-
are 4-2 for some
The
reason.
Bears are somehow 4-2.
Let me tell
Williams.
you who the Bears have beaten.
Yeah.
They have beaten the barely a team Jacksonville Jaguars, the Carolina Panthers,
Yeah.
the Rams without their receivers,
Yep.
and the Titans with Will Levis.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's pretty as like some of the worst teams, pretty much.
So
Yeah.
I will give them credit. They could have lost to those teams or been bad, but they've actually played above the competition. So I don't think the Bears are bad. I just don't think they're as good as really any of the other NFC North teams, to be honest.
Who are they,
They might have
playing
had-
next week? They
They might have
have
one of the
a
softest
bye
schedules
week.
in the league, actually.
Yeah.
Well, they have
it's-
a bye week next week, but then they play the Commanders, and that game has been moved into the afternoon slot. Actually,
yeah. So that'll be good. That should be their first
Yeah.
like real game since the Colts game, I guess, which they lost.
Well, they played the Texans.
Oh yeah, they played
Yeah.
the Texans and they lost. I do think Caleb Williams is getting better. He looks
looked
more
good in this game.
comfortable. I will say I think part of that's because he's just not getting sacked as much, and Keenan Allen's been back. I think Keenan Allen coming back probably helps quite a bit.
Big time.
I think their running game getting going is probably helping quite a bit as well, even though it's because they're playing the worst run defenses in football. In fact, the Rams, Panthers, and Jaguars are the 5 of 6 worst run defenses in football. So, yep. So I think once their schedule gets harder, they're going to come back down to earth. But I don't think they're a bad team. I think they're just an okay team. I think next year they would probably be a much improved team. I do think Caleb Williams is getting better, though, as much as, I hate the Bears. We all know that. But I do think he looks improved. But I think he is going to come back down to earth a bit when they start playing real teams.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I can see that too. But hey, he had a nice game.
I mean, listen, after what the Bears have been through for years,
Yeah.
this is probably the best thing they've seen. Which
Let them have it.
Actually, okay, hold on, because I know the Bears are one of the teams that have never had a 4,000-yard passer.
Yep.
Is he? What is it? 6 games? What are there?
He had a
Somebody's-
bad start.
Somebody's making a chart for it. I believe he's currently on pace after this game, but again, Jaguars, Panthers, we'll see once they play the Packers twice, the Lions twice, the Vikings twice.
Oh no, his current yardage, like if we were to extrapolate these 6 games over a season, he would make it to 3,731.5 yards.
That would be the funniest thing if he had to like 39.99 or something.
That'd be very good.
That would be the most Bears thing. Or just he's probably gonna like get cursed. He'll get hurt or something right before he can do it. Some curse will happen because it's the Bears. But still, I mean the Bears, they are beating the bad teams. I mean they're doing what they gotta do. So
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give them that as much as
It's
I
not easy
don't
to
like
beat the
them.
bad teams. I know, as a fan of a bad team.
That is true. Then we had Buccaneers Saints.
50 burger.
Oh
Yep.
boy,
What happened this game? I
Shaken
missed
Baker Mayfield.
the end of a lot of these games, the early window.
Well,
It
in
was
this
close,
game,
and then the Buccaneers scored 20.
the Bucks opened up very strong, going up 17-0 by the end of the first. And then the Saints scored all 27 of their points in the second quarter. And then the Bucks said, haha, that's cute. Here, we'll score another 27 points before the game ends. And then we'll all realize collectively, oh, the Saints are bad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Turns out they have one of the worst passing defenses, and maybe run defenses at this point, because the Buccaneers ran for over 200 yards and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
They picked off
did
Baker
also
3
have-
times.
Spencer, yeah, that's true. He was at 3 touchdowns, 3 ints until that one like near the end to whoever
Yeah.
it was. I forget.
Godwin had
right?
yeah, and he ran for like 50 after the catch.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, he got me like 40 fantasy points, but it wasn't
Oh,
enough.
dude, he was my QB by force this week, and I am so happy. Sorry, Apollo.
I was the one who-
Undrafted free agent Sean Tucker with 14 carries for 136 for the Bucks, dude.
You'll have to
pretty
see.
good. Pretty good.
Pretty darn good.
Meanwhile, the Saints also had Spencer Rattler starting, the
Yeah.
rookie, and I guess he did okay. I mean, they were they put up 27 all in the second quarter, and then that was about it. So, I mean, it was his first game, I think. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? Saints are also mediocre, even without Spencer.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what what do you guys think the Saints' record is going to be by the end of the year?
Probably like 6
and
wins.
11.
6 wins.
Great minds.
Yeah.
I could see him getting maybe 7 or 8.
Yeah, 6,
They
7.
have very talented players, you know.
Yeah, it's just this is what they do every year. They're like
Yeah.
so mediocre, and then they're just consistently like they just got to blow it up at this point.
I mean, until Sean Payton and Drew Brees, the Saints were like, historically bad. Like they were
Yeah,
the fans were in the paper bags over their
I
heads
remember
bad.
the Mike Ditka era.
Yeah. Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's Saints aren't looking good. Then we had Ravens Commanders, actual good game.
Yeah.
I feel like the Ravens were pretty much in control for a majority of it, though.
Yeah, I think so. I think the Ravens are just the better team. Also, Derrick Henry,
Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
Derrick Henry, holy shit.
He's
132.
definitely still got it.
This guy's 30 years old. Like,
Yeah.
this is supposed to be where they fall off. This is the best statistical season he's had in 6 years.
That's wild. But I mean, it almost kind of makes sense too, because I don't think any team in the NFL has a running game quite like Baltimore's.
Oh,
and
yeah.
I don't think actually ever maybe if you dip back into like the 50s, or maybe like if you have like a Fran Tarkenton Vikings or something. I don't know.
It's actually, if you look, the Ravens have the best running game at 205 yards a game. Second is actually the
wild.
Packers at 167.
Wow.
That's really high, I feel like.
Yeah,
What
over
were
200
like
games allowed.
LT's averages per game?
I don't know.
'Cause, I mean, he was a monster back in the
He was
day.
really
I'm just
good.
honestly amazed that we always like talk about things like, oh, imagine if Lamar were able to team up with Derrick Henry. That would just be an
Yeah.
unstoppable two-piece
Yeah.
running attack. But it never actually works out like that when you see it happen. But it's working. This is like an unbelievably effective running game, and I don't
Yeah.
really know how you stop it. You just sort of have to like commit to one every time and just hope. It's like
Yeah.
a penalty kick in soccer, but like there's no way you're going to get it right every time.
They'll find a way to fuck it up in the playoffs.
That's true. They
Well,
probably will.
I said this last year about the Ravens, and I think it probably still will hold true this year, which is that like the Ravens with their style of football, which is like run heavy, you kind of need to have a lead, right? And you need to just
Yeah.
keep it. That's the thing, is that so they need to get a lead early and kind of keep
Wear
it.
'em down.
Yeah, exactly. Because the thing is, by the fourth quarter, your strategy is better, right?
Yeah.
But until the fourth quarter, passing is basically better, right?
Yeah.
Unless you have Derrick Henry.
Of course.
Yeah.
The Commanders also lost Jonathan Allen this game, their top defensive tackle. Torn pectoral. He's out
Yeah,
for the
that's
year.
rough.
So that's pretty bad. I still think the Commanders are going to win the NFC East. I think they just are. I think their offense. They honestly kind of feel like the Ravens of the NFC East.
Yeah, I mean,
Although I think their running game is much worse. So maybe they're not.
So not at all like the Ravens.
You know what? I take that back. They are better than what they've been, though, by a large margin. Jaden Daniels, also very good.
still very good.
Yep. But this is kind of a comeback down to earth game for him. But he still went 24 of 35 for 269, 2 touchdowns.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, last week was more of a come down to earth game for him than this one. Like, this is more of a bounce back for him. But I mean, he's certainly, I think, top in the list of rookie of the year, right? Contenders.
I'd say so,
He's
yeah.
almost already won it.
Right?
Yeah,
like,
he's insane right now. So then we had the Packers Cardinals. It's a great game.
I'm never picking the Cardinals again.
Yeah.
Same.
So I heard a stat that's insane. So the Cardinals have scored a touchdown on like every first drive they've had, or like every first quarter. And the Cardinals did not get a first down this game until 6 minutes left in the second quarter.
oh,
It was bad. They fumbled 3 times. They just did not look good. They really the only person that did anything was Trey McBride, their tight end. Like he looked good. Kyler Murray couldn't scramble at all. It was rough. And then their defense just got shredded. We would just run it and then play action, and then Jordan Love made some insane throws. Like there's one throw he threw off his back foot, falling away with like nothing, and then he just like launched it, and then Dobbs got it. Like it was one of the most insane throws I've seen. And then,
yeah, no, that was actually wild, and it was also very lucky for him
Oh,
because
yeah.
that's like as far as the rules of throws you don't make, that's
it's up there.
it hit pretty much every category. I mean, like he almost was even throwing across his body.
Yeah.
For it too, if I recall. But yeah, it's it's wild.
It is kind of fun though, because it is more like I keep saying every week, he's more like Brett Favre than he is Aaron Rodgers, but he's still better than Brett Favre. Brett Favre would like do some dumb interception and just like keep doing it. Like he was just chaotic. He didn't really know what he was doing. Like Jordan Love at least has that Aaron Rodgers precision and like move like when he has to, which I think Matt LaFleur also helps out with quite a bit with play design. The Packers offense just looks phenomenal. In fact, their defense I think looks better than the offense. The Packer defense, I put a stat in the thing where last year they had 17 or 18 turnovers all year. This year they have 17 already.
Yeah.
Like it's Joe Barry, number one. Also, we have numerous good rookies on the defense. Edgerrin Cooper, linebacker, playing insane. Evan Williams, our 4th-round safety, is ranked the best safety in the NFL right now. And then Xavier McKinney is ranked the 2nd best safety in the NFL right now, our other safety. So we actually have the 2 top-ranked safeties currently. And it's pretty nice, I will say. He actually forced like 2 fumbles this game. The defense is just phenomenal. So it's weird to see that.
Y'all just crushed it on a string of picks, it seems, man. Like, and the Packers are just kind of good as a result of it.
Yeah. Plus, it feels like they're just out coaching teams as well. Like Matt LaFleur is like a top 5 coach at this point. Like he's genuinely insane at like play design and getting guys open and everything. And it's, you know how, yes.
Sorry, I didn't know. I thought you were done. I was just gonna say I'm so excited to watch the NFC North divisional games that just haven't happened yet.
Oh yeah, they're all
Vikings,
backloaded.
Packers, Vikings, Lions, Packers. I mean, good God, that's like 6 incredible games, and then the Bears.
yeah.
Well, I mean, the Bears. I mean, who knows? Maybe by then they're gonna.
We'll see. I mean, the Bears' defense is good. I still got to see more from their offense.
Oh, I guess the Packers already played the Vikings once.
Oh yeah, we played them once, which it was close. Which that was also. I mean, it was also Love's first game back on his knee, which definitely was not ready.
Yeah.
Because you can tell his knee is much better. Like he's actually throwing with more accuracy. He was scrambling. He was running around. He ran for like 2 first downs this game. He threw a block, and he had 4 touchdowns and 1 pick. And the pick wasn't even his fault. It was raining, and the dude slipped, and then the guy caught it. So it was just like the guy slipped. So really, he pretty much had 4 touchdowns, no picks.
I mean, I you know, it's like it's pretty much just official, right? Like that Jordan Love is just a very good quarterback.
He is good. Like, I don't know what more people want. They're just like, yeah, he may have, thrown 30 touchdowns at the end of the season last year and then blew out the Cowboys in a playoff game and then almost made the championship. And then, he's but we'll see what happens. It's like, okay. Like, in fact, there's a stat on Sunday. Jordan Love became the 10th quarterback in NFL history to throw 2 or more touchdowns in 10 consecutive games, joining a list of Aaron Rodgers, Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Phillip Rivers, Dan Marino, Brett Favre, Drew Brees, Cam Newton, and Patrick Mahomes.
That's quite a list.
It's a good list.
That's a good list.
That's a good list to be a part of, yeah.
And currently the record is Brady and Rodgers at 14 straight, and Favre once had 11. So it's looking pretty good. And I can't really see them like their offense is just chugging, man. I mean, again, they
can't keep getting away with it in regards to
like the receiving room too. Like Watson, Dobbs, Reed, Tucker Kraft's been great. Like Josh Jacobs actually running really well as of late. He's improved since the shitty Eagles game. Like this team's just good. And the point I was gonna make earlier is they feel well coached every week. You know what I mean? Like some teams you watch.
What's that like?
It's like
some
I
teams,
would
also like to know.
Some teams you just watch and they just look like they've been like, you don't even know what they've been doing all week. They're like, wait, we're playing football?
Don't say.
Wow, that's crazy.
And then you watch like this team, and it's just like every week they look prepared. The only week they didn't look prepared was the Viking game, and I think it was still because of like Love's knee and shit like that. So it's. I mean, you could even see it in the playoff game against Dallas last year. Like you saw the Packers show up, and you're like, wow, this team came ready to play, and the Cowboys are not. Like they just showed up. Like, where's our free win? It didn't happen. So, I mean, listen, I'm having a great time. It's fun. Packers. Honestly, I'm having more fun watching this than I did Aaron Rodgers the last few years of being a Packer. So, and the defense is fun. So I'm having a great time.
Well, he'll be a future Jet, so I can't wait for that. I mean,
It's gonna be fun. Yeah.
Hey, here's a question for you guys. Where would you place Love? I think he's top 15 for sure.
Oh,
What's
100%.
Love got to do with it?
He said the thing.
How long have you been holding on to that one?
3 microseconds.
Nice.
I would say I'd probably put him top 10 right now. I'd put him at like number 9 or 10.
I was gonna say top 10.
I would
think he's
also
probably top
agree
10.
top 10.
I mean, he literally missed 2 games this year, and he's tied with Joe Burrow for second in touchdowns at 12.
Yeah.
We forget there's really not that many good
I was
quarterbacks in the league.
Just gonna
anyway.
say,
Yeah.
like the list of people that I'd put above him is shrinking as we go.
And even the good quarterbacks don't look as good, like
Right.
Mahomes, Allen.
Yeah.
It's like he can make all the throws. He has good coaching. They have one of the best offensive lines, which that's honestly helping him a ton.
Yep. Very important.
I actually heard PFR talk about how, or PFF talk about how Zach Tom, our right tackle, has allowed 1 pressure this year.
That is wild.
Like he's ranked only behind Penei Sewell of the Lions. Like
That
and
is,
then
you said right tackle?
yep.
That's
So-
yeah, that's really wild. Because
Yeah.
that's the guy. That's the weak point. You know, that's the one that they send their best pass rusher against.
That's usually left tackle, right?
Well,
That's
I mean,
blindside.
left. Well, yeah. I
I mean, no matter
guess,
what, it's our offensive line's very good, and that helps quite a bit. So, turns out football, team sport, need a lot of things. Crazy.
Yeah.
Then we had the
Boring.
Colts Titans.
Boring.
Yeah.
Yep. Joe Flacco.
Joe Flacco,
Hey, it's the
elite
Joe Flacco
dragon.
that I always say exists. He just throws the ball really far, and then sometimes it doesn't work, like today.
He sure does.
I mean, you know, it did work. Technically, he won the game.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I assume both. Anytime a game like this happens, I'm like, oh, both these teams lost.
they kind of
Yeah.
did.
Yeah, I mean, it feels that way, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. But hey, Will Levis didn't get sacked for once, but it didn't matter.
Yeah.
That is quite.
He's
quite
just
the
used
line.
to the sacks, you know.
Mhm.
Yep. Yeah,
These
this game
teams are so equally shitty.
yeah,
Yeah.
they're bad. I guess the Colts are 3-3, but they're still they're not fun.
This is one of those 3. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they just lost to the Jags.
yeah, it's
Yeah, man.
yeah.
This division is just booty.
except for the Texans.
Yeah.
Which
Oh, they did beat the Steelers, though, right? Don't forget.
yes, of course. How could we forget?
As the day goes on, people will or I guess the year goes on, people will continue to believe me that these losses to bad teams is really bad and looks worse and worse.
Yeah.
After what happened to the Cowboys this week, we lost to that.
That is pretty bad, yeah.
It's horrible.
But Texans beat the horrible Patriots,
Yep.
Yeah.
which Joe Mixon came back. He looked good, 102 and a
He did.
TD.
He was
CJ
strong.
Stroud looked good, 192, 3 TDs. He did have a pick.
A bona fide good team beating the shit out of a bad team.
Yeah.
Yep.
No,
Although,
again, though, it is good to see the expected result in this situation. You know, like I'm glad the Texans are showing up where they're supposed to.
yeah, although the
Yeah.
Patriots did start Drake May for the first time.
Mm-hmm.
he looked
And
like a rookie.
33 for
He
243 and 3 TDs and 2 INTs. This, you know,
he
it's
still
not
did pretty
bad,
all
not
right
bad.
for his first game.
It really
I
didn't
mean,
do too bad.
His touchdown pass was really good too, the long one. He had a
Yeah.
bomb.
That was the thing I remember
I-
scouting about him when we did our thing. I was like, he's really good at the deep ball. It was just the
Mm.
other things he struggled at. But
Yeah, I mean, I remember watching that and thinking I hate it.
yeah,
But Yeah, I mean, it's interesting what the Patriots this year. Because Gerard Mayo has been the successor for a while, right?
Mm,
Like they were planning this whole thing for a long time. I don't know if this was part of the plan. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So I wonder what's gonna happen at the end of the year. Like what Kraft is gonna do. You know what I mean?
Well,
Like
I mean, expectations couldn't have possibly been very high given the circumstances.
No.
You know
probably
what I
not.
mean? Like it's May out there with 2 second-year 6th-round picks at wide receiver 1 and 2. They've got no running game really to speak of. Not that they've ever really had that. They've had a running back by committee, but even this committee is getting like 50
Mm.
yards a fucking game.
Yeah.
Like they're not really working with a lot. I think they're probably looking for another high draft pick again this year and just letting Mayo sort of get used to what it's like to actually run the team, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
It is kind
I
of
mean,
fun that they have Mayo as the coach and May as the quarterback.
That is fun.
Yeah.
May and Mayo.
Mhm.
The one thing that I would say though is that I feel like you don't part ways with Bill Belichick if you don't expect, because it's not like when Bill was there the last couple of years the team was very good, right?
Right.
But I would expect if you're going to change coaches you would want some improvement. But I mean, I don't know. I mean, you got your rookie QB, you got all that. I imagine.
What if Bill demanded to be let go to save his career winning percentage so that he
I mean,
looked better,
maybe.
like in the aftermath?
Yeah, I mean, he needs something like I don't a small amount of games, right, to get the highest amount of wins of any coach ever or something.
I wouldn't be surprised, yeah.
Yeah, it's like 700 wins or something like that.
Now,
But yeah, no, I think that it's perfectly reasonable to assume that Mayo's going to get a couple of years of leeway, before
probably,
really
yeah.
getting
I would
the hot
think
seat.
so.
Yeah. The same way Dan Campbell took over in Detroit.
Yeah.
And they gave him a while and then it paid off.
But I mean,
So-
like, what if they only have one win for the rest of the year? Do you think that still stands?
I think
Yeah,
so.
honestly, yeah.
I think they give him at least one more year.
Yeah,
Can't get much worse, right?
Yeah.
I mean, Drake May, I think, can get him a win or two against bad teams, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Also, Houston, Mario Edwards Jr. suspended 4 games for violating the substance abuse policy. That's not good for
Wow.
them. And then Nico Collins actually didn't play this game, and he's going to miss a few more games because he's been hurt.
He's on IR.
Oh, yeah, he's on IR, so it's kind of rough for him.
Did Stephon Diggs get injured? Or no?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay.
So, yeah. Then we had Browns Eagles.
God, dude, there's a lot to unpack with this one because obviously the Browns suck really bad,
Yep.
like really bad.
Mhm.
But man, the Eagles didn't look good either.
Yeah,
Nope.
dude, this was way too close.
Yeah,
I-
it's
Sirianni was apparently like jawing at fans and shit and just like being a loser.
I did hear that.
I mean, that
yeah.
sounds like an Eagles head coach to me.
And it's
It
like,
does.
bro, you were on the
It's
hot
Philly.
seat.
Yeah.
It's just like you're on the hot seat. You're supposed to be like a top team in the league, and you kind of look like ass. And you barely
Yeah.
beat like this Browns team that like has a quarterback that can't even play the game.
Yep.
Like,
Well,
eh,
actually, in that respect, shitting on fans might be positive PR in Philadelphia. So,
That's
I
true.
don't know. Apparently, like he brought his son on to like be on the post game presser, and people are kind of accusing him of like basically like using it as a
Yeah.
shield to
Like,
avoid
what?
criticism.
Don't
And
say
I believe
in
that.
front
I
of my
think.
kid.
you wouldn't yell at a face like this, would you?
Yeah,
Dude kind
it's-
of looks like a clown, and
I think
I
he
don't
kind of
know.
is a clown.
yeah,
Yeah. So, I mean, the Eagles, I still think they're not great, but I don't think they're bad. I think they're a potential wild card team still. And I mean, it's the
Yeah.
NFC East, so you never know. They still could win the division.
It really is a chaos division in
Yeah.
more than any other team
Yeah.
or any other division rather.
So, because I know we've had Eagles fans be like, "You're underselling the Eagles." I'm like, I don't think I am. Because he was like, or somebody was like, they didn't have AJ Brown or Devontae Smith. But to be fair, they did play well today. They had 116 and a TD, 64 and a TD. But even with that, I still don't think they're amazing. Like, I don't know. I don't think they're
Yeah.
bad by any stretch.
Have they played? They haven't played the Commanders yet, right?
No. Not a lot of divisional
Yeah.
games, actually. I think they backloaded a lot of them.
Yeah,
which is
yeah.
annoying.
It is. They
It's. I
play
mean,
the
it is
Giants next
more.
week.
It does make it more, exciting down the stretch. However, I do wish that they would stretch out the games with the same teams.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Well, we did have one divisional this week, Chargers Broncos. We actually had a few, but this was one of them. And
Yeah.
Chargers were up 23-0 at one point.
Yeah.
Yep. They didn't even look that great on it. I mean, the Bronco defense is good, but their offense still kind of blah. And I think the fourth quarter, the Chargers let up a little bit. So I'm not fully convinced of the Broncos offense yet. To the point where I think the Bears offense is, I don't even think it's good, and I think the Bears are better than the Broncos offense.
Yeah, I think that's probably true. I mean, the Broncos defense though does seem pretty good this year.
They are
I mean, having 200 yards and 2 touchdowns looks great until you see that both scores came in the fourth quarter, and you're like, yeah, what the fuck are you doing for the first 3 quarters? Like,
Yeah.
how bad was his stat line before the fourth quarter?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's one of those games where you look and you're like, oh yeah, everything in the fourth. So it's like, were they prevent defensing? Was it letting off the gas a little bit? Like,
He does also, looking at Bo Nix's stat line, he does also have 6 carries for 61 yards. So
Again, how much of that was in the fourth quarter?
yeah,
I don't know. Yeah, I mean,
I
probably
just
cracked off a few. I didn't see much of the game in red zone, honestly.
yeah, that should be a sign.
Yeah.
It's I don't think the Broncos are great, but I don't think they're bad. I think their defense is good enough. So yeah. Also, I think Jim Harbaugh had to go to the tent because he was having like heart issues.
Oh, that's not good.
Yeah. So he's like, oh, I've had this before. I'll get it checked out. So
No.
yep.
If Jim Harbaugh dies, then the Chargers are officially a cursed franchise.
100%. Then we had Steelers Raiders.
We beat the team that we should have beat, which is great.
Yep.
I mean, the Steelers are 4-2. Like, I still feel this existential weight around this whole team right now that is about to come crashing in. Like, I can't escape it.
Yep.
Because there's like little tidbits that you look into this game and you just go, ooh, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, we only had 110 yards passing. Ooh,
That's pretty bad.
That's not great. 4 for 13 on third down is also not that good.
Yeah.
And then like we won because of not fluke plays, but just like, I mean, TJ Watt had 2 forced fumbles. Dude's a freak. He
had that one really good one too.
Absolute freak. And he is so good. He can just win games on his own. Like, he is probably one of the few defensive players in the entire league that can genuinely win a game for a team on his own.
Yep.
Unbelievable player. Like, I feel like I'm saying this every damn week too.
But
we also had a blocked punt, I believe, as well. So like, it was just one of those games where like turnovers. I mean, if we didn't score 30 points, it would have been fucking awful.
Yeah.
Like essentially 4 turnovers. No, more than that. They had 2 failed fourth downs. So that's 6 total turnovers by the Raiders in the game. So yeah, we better score 32 fucking points on that. I don't think there's a lot to really gain from this game. The run game finally looked decent. That's great. Just like the first game so far where our run game looked really, really good. But other than that, it's just one of those games where you played a bad team, so it's really hard to take a lot from it other than you gotta win. Good job.
Yeah. Yeah,
the best player on this Raiders team right now, besides Crosby, is probably Brock Bowers.
Brock Bowers is very good. Raiders need to figure their shit out because they have a fucking Travis Kelce type tight end level guy. Like, he's great.
Yeah,
so,
but sadly,
don't want to waste that.
They will. So
yeah.
Although,
did we talk about? I think it might maybe happened last week because Tom Brady became
Oh yeah, he
as-
got
Oh, yeah.
through, he's a minority owner now
Mhm.
for the Raiders.
And apparently, like, the intention is that when Mark Davis dies, they're gonna hand it off to Tom.
That's interesting.
Yeah,
We'll
and,
see
you know,
how good of an owner he is, I guess. 'Cause,
yeah,
I mean, Michael Jordan became an owner and he kind of sucked ass.
Yeah,
yeah.
it's not the
So-
smoothest transition.
Yeah, you never know. But what I do know is the Falcons are better than the Panthers.
Yep.
Mhm.
And I'm upset because I didn't start Deontay Johnson, who did well for the Panthers, and I didn't start Jared Goff. I started Kirk Cousins, and I would have
Uh-oh.
won.
You're upset. I'm upset because Magic isn't real. I went along with Randy's 6-0 record picking these games, and he got it wrong.
That's why we, the
Magic has
secret
to
was
happen on its
revealed.
own. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I should have started Tyler Algier, who for some reason had 105 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah,
Yep.
I don't know why the Falcons love running Algier more than Robinson, but I mean, Hey.
Robinson had a hell of a night. 95 with 2 TDs.
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they really just ran the ball a lot.
They basically split the carries, 18 and 15.
Yeah. Chuba Hubbard's still doing good. Andy Dalton
Yeah.
actually still doing all right. But the
Yeah.
Panthers are just not good. They're injured. They're not good. But
Yeah, it's gonna be a long road for these Panthers. Do they finally have their first round pick back? They do. Good for them.
Yeah.
yes, I don't think
Oh.
they have a second, though.
They're missing the second. Yeah.
Oh,
That's gonna be a
rough.
really high value pick too.
Why did they
Sure
lose
is.
all their picks again? I forget.
Bryce Young, who's not
Right,
even playing
right,
because he's
yeah.
benched.
Yep.
Yeah.
They literally could have just kept their picks and then did what the Bears did and probably been better off. They literally could have
Yeah.
did that. So
Oh, well.
what are you gonna do?
They had
Falcons.
Sam Darnold too. Sam Darnold.
They
the
did also
master.
have Sam Darnold.
God Emperor
Yep.
QB.
So yeah, it's Falcons Buccaneers. That's that division.
Yep.
Then we had Lions Cowboys. This was
How about them all in Cowboys?
All in.
Oh boy, I don't think Mike McCarthy's going to survive this season.
He shouldn't have survived the last season and the
Yep.
season before that, and this is fucking losing. Jerry Jones.
Mojo moment.
So I just received a phone call from my good friend Jerry Jones, who said he was going to kill me if I kept criticizing him. So
yeah. There's
Were you sure it
uh,
wasn't the AI hologram of Jerry Jones phoning
I
you up?
can't know, and for my own safety, I have to assume it wasn't.
I'm more scared of that, honestly.
There is
yeah,
a
no,
funny clip, which I think is the reference here.
Yes.
So it's a 10:53 The Fan radio show that Jerry Jones was on, and to the hosts he said, "This is not your job. Your job isn't to let me go all over the reasons that I did something, and I'm sorry that I did it. That's not your job. I'll get someone else to ask these questions. I'm not kidding."
Wow.
So yeah, he's
Did he know it was live?
yes.
I'm sure he did.
I think
That's,
I think he's just really mad, and it's funny because it was
Yeah.
his birthday when this game happened.
A narcissist does not like being shown the information that they are
Yeah.
a narcissist.
I mean, it's
And-
really it's fair. You really can't rationalize some of the impetuses of billionaires.
It is funny that he always wants to be like seen and heard about and acknowledged as like the best owner in football, and then when he's questioned, he's like, "Shut up."
That's a lot of them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's play guess how many turnovers the Cowboys had. Hint, it's 8.
Oh my god,
That's fucking
that's
absurd.
insane.
That's not great.
It's I remember seeing one of the turnovers. Dak threw a pick in the end zone.
It was an
Yeah.
end zone interception. Yep. That's not.
Yeah.
I feel like he did that in the Steelers game
did
too.
that last
Imagine,
week.
imagine losing to a team with literally no run game whatsoever,
Yeah,
Ezekiel Elliott
and no
with
defense, and no
8
no
carries
team.
for 17 yards.
Oh,
yeah.
man.
It's I think he might be washed, guys. Just a
Watched
hunch.
for 3 years.
Yeah. They even put Cooper Rush into this game, and he didn't even do that great. Jared
Yeah.
Goff shredded him. David Montgomery ran him over. Gibbs was running. I mean,
This
it was
is a textbook definition of like just a complete. They were stunting on him.
Yeah.
Like they were doing like these little lateral plays and stuff. Like they're making them look like it was like a joke.
Yeah.
This is what a good team looks like.
Remember
These
when
Cowboys have gotten wins over the Browns and Giants. We know how we feel about those two teams, and then inexplicably the Steelers, and otherwise,
very explicably,
otherwise have been shown the door by the Saints as well, who we now have really begun to see the true colors of.
Yeah,
by a tune of 44 to fucking 19 in week 1 or
that's
week
when
2, sorry.
That's when the Cowboys actually had their players. They weren't injured on defense.
Yeah.
It's looking bad. Remember when the Cowboys could have gotten Derrick Henry?
Oh man.
All in.
All in.
At least there.
Turns out not doing anything except signing ancient Ezekiel Elliott. Not very good.
I believe for context, I feel like Ezekiel Elliott is probably younger than most of us in this call right now, right?
Oh, big time. Yeah, he's like 27 or something like that. Oh, he's 29.
Yeah, but he's basically dead. So I mean, there's no.
I mean, Aaron Jones is like 30, and he's still good. He's 29.
Yeah, Henry's 30. We were just talking about it.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the thing is, I've heard people talk about how it's not so much the age with running backs as it is the amount of carries,
the usage.
Yeah. But then again, you also have a guy like Derrick Henry who he's had more carries than I feel like anybody in the league currently starting, right? So yeah, I mean,
let's give the Lions some love when we're discussing this game as well. They were the ones that put up nearly 50 in this game.
Yeah.
Montgomery and Gibbs for 120 combined with a couple of TDs. Goff was 18 to 25 for 315 and 3 TDs with no picks. Like that's just textbook.
Yeah. Lions are good. They're real
Lions
good.
Are good.
Wouldn't want to be in that division.
Yeah, wouldn't that be insane where your entire division might make the playoffs?
Yep.
That'd be crazy.
That would actually be wild if that has that ever happened before?
I feel like that happened recently, didn't it? Or at least we were talking about
it. Almost did, but
recently.
it didn't.
I'm gonna look this up.
Yeah, I think
the AFC North last year, the Bengals were 1 game behind the Steelers, and the rest of the division made it to the playoffs.
Yep, I think that's what it was. There's an insane
Look at us now.
Yep.
Oh, okay. So the NFL, according to NBC Sports, the NFL has never had every team in a division make the playoffs.
Well, it used to not be possible.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, that's true.
The 7th
It's only
seed
been possible the last 4 years?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Which it's funny actually, given the fact that that's the case. It has happened. It has almost happened twice in the last 2 years. Because in the 2022 season, the Commanders were half a game behind the Seahawks, who got the wild card.
Mm-hmm.
So
maybe it's very likely to happen in the near future.
Maybe.
So this is an insane stat I've seen thrown around, but there are currently 4 teams in the NFL with a plus 40 or better point differential.
They're all in the NFC North.
Oh wait, let's guess them.
Yeah, go ahead, guess them.
Yeah, guess them.
It's got to be the Ravens, right?
Oh, wrong.
Oh, he didn't hear. He didn't hear the thing I said, Crendor.
Oh, jeez. Oh man.
He didn't hear the thing I said that gave away all the teams.
No, I think he did. I think he's got it.
Let's go Vikings.
Oh,
it is. Yep.
Let's go. Let's go Lions.
Oh my God, he's doing it.
He's getting it.
Hold on. It's all coming together. The formula's spotting in front of me in my the Bears.
Oh my God, he got it.
And
wait, Bear.
Oh my goodness.
What's up?
Oh, I was going to say
okay,
it was the Texans, but
that was good.
Yeah, that makes more sense what you said.
I'm fully reconnected now. I'm sorry.
No, I get you.
So currently the Vikings are plus 63. The Lions are plus 60. The Bears are plus 47. The Packers are plus 41.
I think the Steelers are 5th or 6th on that list.
Steelers are 5th at plus 38. Bills are plus 36. So in terms of other divisions, the NFC North is currently plus 211, and second place is the AFC West at plus 20. That's wild. That's a 190 point difference. It's pretty insane.
We're off to a crazy start. We also only have one more game to go over.
That's true. We already did Jets Bills. So Bengals Giants.
Game sucked.
It
Okay.
sucked.
Joe
Joe Burrow lighting it up. 208, 0 TDs, 0 ints. He ran for a touchdown.
It really, like, the announcers even said, like, this game is weird. And it just felt weird. Like, no one
Yeah.
did anything for so long. Joe Burrow had, like, a game opening, like, 40-yard touchdown run.
Yep.
And then nothing happened for, like, 2 hours.
Yeah. This should have been a noon game, and they should have flexed the Ravens Commanders or something.
Yeah. Can they flex this early?
Yeah, they flex next week. Or 2 weeks from now. Caleb Williams and Jaden Daniels to afternoon.
That was part of the last contract thing, right? Wasn't it?
Yeah. So I think they wanted to flex, but then they didn't this week or something, or they denied it. I don't know. But this game sucked.
Bad teams.
Yeah.
I don't know what's happening with the Bengals, but
Dude, even the fact that they won, like we've been talking for the last few weeks, like the Bengals have to save their season. They have to win these games. But even a win like this, just it doesn't really give you a lot of confidence.
no. Like even when you look at teams and the way they win or lose, like when I look at the Packers' losses, they lost to like the Eagles in Brazil on a shitty field, and then they lost to the Vikings, who they almost came back against and were like in it at the end. Where I'm like, okay, that's fine. But then you look at like the Bengals losing or the Jets, and you're like, man, they just don't look good.
Yeah.
The Bengals did look a lot better against the Ravens last week, to be fair.
They actually did.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess divisional, but I don't know what happened this game.
I mean, it would be like relatively historic if the Bengals made the playoffs this year, right?
It would actually
Based
be,
on how they
yes.
started. So
They
I mean,
were 1 and
they have
4.
a favorable few weeks. Browns, Eagles, Raiders. That's 3 winnable games.
Yeah. That they do.
We'll see.
We'll
They
see.
lose to the Browns. It's
Yeah,
so
it's
Joe.
Joe.
That's
It's
not
Joker,
good.
dude. Yeah. And then the Giants are bad.
Yeah. Who's the Dable? He's done for.
Yep. I
Oh,
remember he
God,
won Coach
yeah.
of the Year.
I was just gonna say,
Yeah.
that was really recent.
Yeah. Imagine. So those are the games. Power rankings. Power ranking.
All right,
Hold on.
you got it.
Another week where I don't have to guess the Steelers is the biggest doink.
That is true. I'll move this over here. All right, here we go. Top 5, starting with Rob.
Let's go Vikings.
Yep, Bear.
Give me the Lions.
Yep, Paulo.
Chief.
Yep, Rob.
Let us say it is Ravens.
Yep, Bear.
They deserve it, right? Texans.
You are correct. We dunked it.
Ooh.
Yeah.
at
Hey,
that.
wow,
Perfect.
nice.
Perfect. Perfect. That was
Perfect.
Pretty
Well
easy.
done. Shaking hands virtually. Well done. Well done.
Mhm.
I was clapping my thigh.
Don't shake my hand. You'll get sick.
Right. Yep. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Thinnest dinks going +4. 3 of them.
Oh,
Ooh,
three of them.
plus four.
Edward Ed Holt. What are you doing?
3 Ed dinks.
This is his thing now, I guess, right? He's doing 3 at a time, one way, the other way.
Ed gets a little crazy.
I'm gonna go
This man's
with the
phoning it in.
Niners.
Yes, you are correct. The Niners have risen from 18 to 14.
All right, Rob, you go.
Oh, I am going to say the Bills.
The Beers have risen, yes.
Hell yeah.
The Beer Bears have risen from 17 to 13.
I
There's
don't
one
think
more.
he said the Bears, but
Yeah.
I
Give it to him.
did he say the whatever?
I
I'll give
it's
it
the
to him.
Bills.
I purposely used the French accent so that you would never know.
It's a really good
Mhm.
strat.
Mm-hmm.
I
Final
don't
one.
know.
boy.
I don't know the other one.
Is it? No, the Lions. The Lions were in the top 5 last week, weren't they? So they couldn't
Yep.
have been bumped up that high. Oh boy. The Colts.
Nope.
Okay, I would be surprised.
Yeah.
I don't know. I concede. I genuinely have no
The
idea.
Cowboys.
Yep.
No. Why would It is the
The-
Chargers. from
Yeah,
19 to
wouldn't have gotten that.
15.
Okay.
Now, this fat doink has fallen
Oh,
6
boy.
spots to
It's
the
Dallas.
19th spot. It's Dallas.
It's Dallas.
It's
It's
Dallas.
Dallas.
It's gotta be fucking Dallas. Come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's for Rob.
Ooh.
Rob, the New York Jets are ranked above the fattest doink Dallas Cowboys.
Oh. Oh.
The first one just so heartbreaking, man. Like, oh, come on. Don't make me reconcile with this right now.
Yeah, that's a false.
It is false. The Jets are 20th, right behind them.
Oh yeah, that's fun.
Although I think I'd take the Jets over the Cowboys.
I would
Let's
take
get
the Jets
Aaron
over the Cowboys.
Rodgers. Why don't we get Aaron Rodgers? It'll be all good. We'll keep Robinson, Nathan Hackett. No problem.
All
It's
right,
good.
Robert, let's get you to dinner now. Come on.
Just build a good team with a good quarterback. It's not that hard.
No joke. I've mentioned I read the Jets subreddit because it's the only forum
Right.
left on the internet, and the Jets fans. Well, I was doing a little bit of gravitas, dramatic pausing. Okay, but sorry. The point is that I have seen Jets fans despair. I've seen them despondent before.
Yep, you've lived it.
This is another level. Like after that game, I've seen so many people being like, "That's it, I'm done." And I've seen another guy being like, this week I didn't even watch the game and I didn't even think about it. I think
Well, it
I'm
was
free.
because they dared hope.
Yeah.
Never
It's,
let
yep.
the universe give you hope.
That's true.
what
Very
it
true.
wants you to have, man.
Mm-hmm.
That is
It
true.
gives it to you so it can rip it away. It can't rip
Well,
away what you don't have.
If you
I
take
think
anything away from this podcast, like, at all, just never hope for anything.
Mm-hmm.
See,
And magic is real.
Also,
Of
that.
course.
Yeah. So kind of contradictory, but Dave definitely those two things primarily.
Of the
Yeah,
14 teams that won, which one is ranked the lowest?
Wow.
Oh,
The
interesting.
who?
I'm scanning.
The Bears.
Nope.
The
Colts.
Nope.
What?
Nope.
I disagree then. I disagree with whatever this ranking is.
All
Rob,
right.
you go.
The Steelers?
It is the Cincinnati Bengals.
Oh, that makes sense actually.
Yeah.
They
I
are
don't think
ranked.
it does. The Bengals are so much better than the Colts.
Bengals are
Well, yeah, that's a
ranked
good point actually.
22.
22. Oh boy.
That's,
Yep.
I
They're actually
mean,
ranked worse than
wait,
the Saints.
they're ranked lower than the Jets?
Yeah. That's wow.
That is
People
pretty
Behind
bad.
the Jets and
assign-
Cowboys is pretty
people-
rough.
People assign way too much to records and not the actual quality of the teams. No
Yeah.
fucking nuance whatsoever. Come on, man.
I
Edlin.
agree.
I
Come
think
on,
the
Eddie.
Bengals beat the Cowboys, man.
Edlin.
Yep. True or
Edison.
false? After moving up last week, despite it being their bye week, the Eagles didn't move up this week after their win.
I would say true. That was a pathetic win.
Yeah. I'm with that.
Mhm.
True. The Eagles dropped one spot despite winning.
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's
yeah,
deserved.
And at 14, the Bears are still the lowest ranked NFC North team. But is this the highest a fourth place team has ever ranked?
Ooh,
was
because
the
of
rank?
what we just described with the
14.
last two seasons, I'm going to say
Right.
no.
Oh, I
will also say no. I agree. I think that the Bengals would have been ranked maybe like 1 or 2 spots higher last year.
I could see you both being right, but for the sake of not all saying the same thing, I will say yes.
I appreciate that.
Well,
Yeah.
Rob is incorrect. Surprising.
Ah, you
nobody.
fucking
Damn
idiot.
it. No.
In week 3 of 2021, all 4 NFC West teams were in the top 10, with the Cardinals being 10.
Damn.
Yeah,
That's
that's
crazy.
I remember that. The NFC West was wild that year.
Yeah.
And that's the power rankings.
Sponsored by Ed Edholm. Not really, but we should phone him up and shake
It
him
would
down
be
for some
awesome if he
cash.
paid us to critique him incessantly.
That would be pretty
Mhm.
cool. I'd do that.
Shit on him, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe he's into that. That could be cool.
Yeah,
Yep.
that'd be fun.
So now
We could branch out.
we have pick'ems.
Pick them.
Pick 'em stats.
Pick 'em stats.
Pick them stats.
So this was a really good week for many of us.
Yeah.
In
Most
fact,
of us.
Well, speaking of magic and the universe punishing people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Funnily enough, Rob had a perfect week until the Jets lost.
Yep.
So the Jets cost him his perfect week.
Mhm.
Again,
Apollo,
don't have hope.
I lost my perfect week to the stupid fucking Cardinals.
Yep. I don't know why Apollo picked the Cardinals, but he did.
I think flashback to last week, I was literally saying like, are the Cardinals gonna trick me again? And then they did.
They did.
Yeah.
They sure did.
I just wanted Kyler Murray to do well in fantasy, but that didn't pan out so well either.
It
Yeah.
did not. Discord almost had a perfect week. They lost the Broncos game.
Why did they pick the Broncos?
I think they were
got
like
fooled.
me, and they were banking on the defense being able to carry in the victory here.
Yeah, they got goofed. And then for some reason, I also picked the Jets and I picked the Commanders. But
Mhm.
yeah.
Mhm.
And then I went 13-2. Bear went 10-5. Randy 7-8. And Sriracha Flash, the AC, went 12-3.
Dude, can I just say, all of the things are very strange about the rankings this year so far. Like, Randy is significantly under 500.
Mm-hmm.
Democracy has failed
Yep.
Yeah.
repeatedly.
Yeah.
Of course.
It's what's happening? Are the moons misaligned or
It'll
something?
balance. It'll
Multiple.
balance out. It's still early.
Might be
Yeah,
magic.
maybe there's a magic moon. Maybe we don't know about it. You know what I'm saying?
Might be a magic moon.
Could be a
Maybe.
magic moon.
Picture perfect. 100 after 9,920 pick submissions.
Wow.
We finally had a perfect week recorded as 14 voters achieved perfection this week.
Wow.
Okay, this is gonna sound like I'm trying to bring down these pick'ems.
Fantastic. Yep.
It's gonna sound like I'm trying to like diminish their
He's gonna tear
achievement,
him down. Yeah.
but it's only gonna sound that way because it's what I'm doing.
Yeah.
But if you got a perfect week this week, I'm sorry, but you're a little bit of a basic bitch because that means you picked 0 upsets because there were no upsets this week.
There
Thank
really
you for
were.
defending my failure. I appreciate
I'm
it.
gonna do it because I feel like this is the first week I've ever seen where not a single upset happened.
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
it's even
now-
looking at everything.
Have you considered the counterpoint that maybe you're just salty that you lost on the Cardinals?
That's also extremely true, but it doesn't make me wrong about the other thing.
He's right.
Yeah.
The fact that nearly all of us almost had a perfect week is probably telling.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
the fact that 14 people all had a perfect
Yeah,
week
that's also-
for
Yeah,
the first
yeah.
time after 10,000 people didn't.
Yeah.
Well,
Uh,
and we all
up my pick'ems week, and I still went 10-5. That's how like predictable
Yeah.
this week was.
Yeah.
well, and
This
we all
week was like
mostly
the-
agreed. That was the thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, we did. This week was like the Bears schedule. Like you just
Hey.
Ew.
Rob, Apollo, and Discord were nearly perfect. Prior to this week, only Rob and Sinvicta had achieved 1 loss weeks.
Let's go.
Breaking the chain. Bear ends a 21 game streak picking the 49ers, 4th longest pick streak ever for him.
God damn it, Gino.
It is the first time anyone other than Randy has picked against the 49ers this season.
And it will be the last that I do.
Yep.
Yeah.
Desert Lock Showdown. Apollo breaks the longest active drought by locking the Falcons for the first time since September 27, 2020. 69 games. Nice.
And I got it right. That was easy though. It was a
Yep.
Panthers lock. Come on.
Yeah.
Dude, it's wild to me that the Panthers lock is not the one that was the longest. It was the lock of the Falcons was the bizarre one of the two.
I
according
may
to our
have
pick'em
meme locked
stats.
them or
So
something.
one of us, I was thinking I did it. One of us
Oh, yeah.
definitely
Yeah.
did it.
I almost certainly have never locked the Falcons.
Bear breaks the
They're
third
good
longest.
this year.
Bear was third longest drought by locking the Panthers. First time since September 11th, 2022.
Oh, shit.
Ah,
Never forget.
the-
Yep.
yeah. Only the second worst thing that happened on that game.
Yep. Strong starts. Krendor moves to 6-0 on Thursday night games. I am on a
That's crazy.
9-game win streak stretching back to last season on Thursdays.
That's crazy.
That is wild.
Dude, I'm the
actually.
Thursday wizard.
Mm-hmm.
I got
Yeah.
it. Randy has now lost 6 straight locks, which is the longest losing streak in podcast history for locks. This
He
includes
did lock the Jags this week.
He did 2 Steeler
Yeah.
locks, a Packer lock, and a Lion lock.
That means he locked both Steelers losses. Fuck you, Randy.
I think he's actually proving a point. I think that's what he's doing right now. He's proving to us that he has the power in this relationship.
Well, it's crazy because that means he locked the only Lions loss, the only 2 Steelers losses, and one of the only Packers losses.
That's what I'm saying.
fact,
He's
I locked the Bears this week, so he locked against me, which means we are 6-3 when Randy locks against us.
Wow.
But when Randy locks with us, I believe it's still 4-5. So you don't want
That's
Randy to
fine, yeah.
lock with you. You want him to lock against you.
Yep.
All right.
And those are pick'em stats.
Pick 'em
Here
third.
comes the
Thank you,
to
Pixel.
Yeah.
Yes. Also, we're all very close now in the stat
Yeah,
rankings,
it's
except
tight, dude.
Finishing.
except Randy.
I've made my comeback from my dog shit week 1.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kurt, we're like all jumbled up there. It is real close.
You guys think are we gonna have an anomalous year? Is Randy gonna go under 500?
No, it'll balance out.
He'll bounce,
Yeah.
dude. He's gonna have a big end of the season. I think he will.
Yeah.
Once the games get a little more confusing towards the end, I think he's gonna bounce back.
We'll see.
Fantasy football, I lost by 7 points. I should have started Jared Goff. I would have won. I'm upset.
Is that your way of saying let's do the fantasy segment?
Yes.
Well, why you sound a bit sullen, Apollo? Why might that be?
I'm not mad I lost to you, Robert. Okay. Well played, sir.
Thank
But
you.
I want to point you guys to the points against column in our league standings. If you guys want to look at that. And just
okay.
look at the fact that not only do I have the second highest points against in the whole league, all 4 of us have the 4 highest points against totals.
That's
Oh, yeah, we did.
hilarious. I did not notice that either.
That is pretty
And
funny.
it's by a lot too. Like we're all in the 700s. Everyone else is in like the 600s, like the mid to low 600s even.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I have the
That's-
highest. What the hell?
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah, that's hilarious. Yeah, I'm pretty close to all the rest of you too.
I'm 3-3 and I have the second highest points scored. Like
Yeah.
it's ridiculous,
pretty
man.
funny.
I mean, the league is really close right now. We got 4 teams at 4-2. We got 5 teams at 3-3, including all 4 of us. And then there's Fees in Milwaukee at 2-4, and then the Chef Man, who just got their first victory against me. God damn it! If I had just started Jonathan Downs.
Yep. Yep. There it is. The first win. All I had to do was beat Bear. Who would have guessed? So I mean, it's gonna be a close league. The fact that everybody's so close together. So
Mm-hmm.
and let's
Yeah.
see this next week. Let's see who we've got playing. I'm playing first place. Awesome.
Well, good
yeah,
luck.
I'm
Their
down to
team
you.
is psychotic.
They
Yeah.
are.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Apollo's playing second place, who I just lost to this week.
They have a bunch of bye
yeah.
week. I think I have a pretty big advantage because they have
Oh, yeah.
they have 2 bye weeks, and I don't know. My team is I'm getting off the bye week, and I had like a 120-point bye week, so that's
that's
kind of
pretty good.
crazy.
Dude, I mean, in fairness, that was my team too. I remember at the start of the fantasy season, I remember I said this game was coming up and this was supposed to be my bad game. But like Baker Mayfield has had better fantasy points than Mahomes this year.
Alan Lazard has had consistently better fantasy points than Brandon Ayuk. If you could have predicted that one going into the season.
Yeah, this
Never
was
know,
my
man.
this was my Travis Kelce bye week. So my tight end got 3 points.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was
I
not
hope,
good.
you folks at home, if you're playing fantasy, that your matches are going well as well.
Yes, we've
Oh,
got.
yeah. I hope.
I mean,
It's like
you
a
know,
general well wishes.
people play the game.
Thank you for the
know,
well
it's-
wishes.
I mean,
you
they
know.
can't all be going well though. If they're playing against each other in a league made up of
I
fans of
mean,
Michelle, they're
I
all
don't
some of them are
know.
gonna lose, Rob.
Maybe
hope,
it's
we
we have an anomalous situation. Maybe they're all winning.
I hope everyone in our league plays terribly but me.
Yeah, definitely need that, but
Yeah.
for my team,
Yeah, same here, honestly.
Yeah.
So.
I hope all of us make the playoffs, but everyone
That
else
would be
loses.
fun.
I do hope that
yeah,
as well.
yeah.
Except for the losing part.
Mhm.
So, yeah. Pick'ems.
Pick 'em.
Pick'ems!
Let's see if this week is easier or harder. Oh my god, it's harder. Never mind.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
harder.
no.
So Thursday night, my 9-game win streak.
This is a hard game. I feel like too,
It is Broncos Saints.
because they're both bad in this. Oh,
But it's
no.
Sean Payton revenge game.
That's true.
Derek
I'm going
Carr is
Broncos.
not playing, right?
I don't think so. He did not practice today.
Ooh.
I think I'm gonna go Broncos.
Yeah, Broncos.
Yeah, no.
This is a hard one.
This is impossible because in my head I'm like, the Saints still have an insanely good offense, even though they don't have a quarterback.
But the Broncos, their best element is their defense this year, and I don't think that the Spencer Rattler led offense of the Saints is going to overcome that.
Yeah.
This is a very hard first game to pick. Our assistant coach of the week, by the way, Torak. Shout out to them. Thank you very much for your support over on Patreon.
Playing
also
in our fantasy
team. Yeah, or
Yeah.
fantasy league. They also went Broncos, so that's currently 3-zip Broncos Saints. But this, I'm going to go Saints here. Honestly, this feels like one that should be split down the middle. So I'm going to take that other side.
I think I'm also gonna take the Saints. I spent this whole time trying to stop myself, but I am gonna take the Saints.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, maybe Spencer
Rattler.
Maybe he's the guy.
Maybe not.
I do not know.
He's not.
Hey guys, it's time for the worst game ever.
You thought the last
Patriots.
game was hard.
Patriots, Jaguars.
London.
I still will be taking the Jags.
We are
because they're already in London, so they're going to be rested.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't not pick the Jags.
Okay, but on the other hand, they do have a quarterback named Drake in London. So you know what I'm saying?
What?
Are you making a reference to the wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons?
No, the Sir Francis Drake, the famous privateer of the
That
British
is the
Empire.
most random reference.
What the fuck are you talking about?
I think I've ever heard.
There's a guy in football called Drake London, and he's a very prominent wide receiver for the Atlanta Falcons. You don't think we're not going to think of that?
I mean,
but like, how dated is the Sir Francis Drake, and how dare you expect any, if not all of us, to be on board with you in that moment?
I mean, there've been lots of. They're like the dude from Uncharted. He's supposed to be descended from it. Like that's like part of the storyline.
I haven't played an Uncharted game. What do I look like, some Sony boy?
This is a pretty normal history point.
I don't think I've ever heard of Sir Francis Drake. I'm not gonna lie.
For real? He's like all right.
I think
I've
you're
heard
a bit more educated.
There's
than we
only
are,
one
Rob.
Francis in my life and from historical figures, and that's Francis Scott Key. Okay.
I mean,
Don't be dissing my boy FSK, Robert.
You know what? Comment down below if you knew who Francis Drake
Comment
was.
down below
That'd be great.
your favorite Francis from
Drake
history.
May.
Yeah.
Francis
Comment
Drake
your
May.
favorite Francis Drake fact. I'm gonna take the Jaguars.
Well, he was previously a pirate.
Jags.
I'm gonna take the Jags too.
And so did Torak.
Yeah.
Although I do have the potential to get the 1v5.
Come on, man.
Drake May. France. You know what? I'm gonna
Drake
for
May?
Sir Francis Drake. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna take the Patriots.
Dude,
Now
they might
that's
do
a
it.
pick.
I'm
They
doing
might,
the
they
Francis
might
Drake.
knight
pick.
him after that game.
Screw it, man. I'm
All right.
doing it. Lions Vikings.
Lions.
Ooh.
I think the Vikings are not gonna be 6.
Yeah, I think they're due for
It's
a loss.
unrealistic.
I'm gonna take the
Yep.
Lions.
But the Lions also just had a good game, so they might have a bad game.
They've had many good games.
The Lions.
I'm going to
had a good game.
continue my secondary fandom for the Lions. Still a Steelers fan, but I'm rooting for the Lions
I
secondarily.
do think the Lions are better than the Vikings overall, to be honest.
Yes, absolutely. Although they did just lose Hutchinson, but they're still
Yeah.
better.
I am going to take the Vikings in part because you guys aren't, so I'll take the L on that if it's incorrect.
That's fair.
I like it.
But also because it's Darnold's season, and
Fair
That
enough.
too.
he's coming.
Torak also went Vikings.
Oh, let's go.
Mm-hmm.
Bills Titans.
I'm gonna lock
Lock 'em
the
Bills.
Buffalo Bills.
Oh.
Who got
Did
it?
you get there first? Who got there?
I think it was Bear.
I
I'm
don't
gonna
know.
say I think I got it. Yeah.
mean,
It's what's tough because I got it in my head, but
that's
Discord
exactly
delay.
right, but I
Yeah.
think I got in there a little
What
bit.
what Krendor? What you're the deciding?
I'm gonna ask Randy.
Oh god damn it, dude! Come on.
1 is Bear, 2 is Apollo.
Mhm.
It's Bear.
Yeah.
Randy has
all
spoken.
right.
All right.
Here's the thing,
Sweet.
Bear. If I took that from you, I would have lost because that's that's happened like 3 times this season.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, that's fair.
be happy that I didn't take that from you.
Well, let's see
Alright.
what Randy locks this week too.
We
'cause,
will
I mean,
see.
he
That's
might be-
true. Yeah. I mean, I feel validated in that I went with my fucking Panthers lock last week, so I would like something a little bit
Yeah.
more concrete this
That's
time.
fair. That's
I'll be
fair.
taking the Bills.
Yeah, I'll take the Bills.
Yeah.
I think that'll be a Bill sweep, right? Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Dolphins, Colts.
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 Yikes.
Yeah, give me the
No
Colts.
quarterback, no pick. That's my rule.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, like, it's also. I mean, the Colts also don't technically have their quarterback either.
They
Joe
got the elite
Flacco's at
dragon,
least
though.
looking
They
good.
do
Yeah.
have the elite drag. Yeah, all right, Colts. You sold me.
Colts sweep.
Uh,
Oh,
Yeah,
and he's
I-
a dragon horse.
I
which
thought
is,
about locking it.
Oh, okay.
Oh, I
okay.
wouldn't. These teams suck. I never
Yeah,
locked
that's what-
2 teams that suck playing each other. That's a recipe for disaster, man.
Yeah. Seahawks, Falcons.
Now this I would lock if I didn't lock the Falcons last week, but I will be taking the Falcons.
Our AC
Yeah,
Torak
Falcons.
has elected to lock the Falcons. here.
I feel like I'm the
Oh.
only Falcons believer in this Discord group. Like
I believe in the
Yeah,
Falcons.
I am not a believer at all.
I'm not a
I'm-
believer in the Falcons, but I've definitely become a doubter of the Seahawks now, and for that reason, I will go Atlanta.
I believe in the
I'm-
Falcons. I'm not like full blown belief, but like I think they're a playoff team.
I don't disbelieve in the Falcons enough to not pick them here, but I don't believe in them.
All right.
It's
There
a
we go.
very complicated
Mhm.
sentence that really
Yes.
You got there.
got away from me, all
Packers,
right?
I like the Francis
Texans.
Drake bullshit. You got there.
What a
You guys should
game.
know Sir Francis
Yep.
Drake. I'm just saying.
You're right, but
This is also in Green Bay.
Oh, this is so hard. These are 2 really good teams.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Packers
Uh,
just because.
I think I'm also going to go Packers. I have
I'm
a little
gonna
bit
go
of
Packers
doubt.
too. I keep
and the
going against them. They
Texans.
keep burning me.
Wow.
That's also the truth for me.
But
This is a juicy 1v4,
Texans.
Rob. The AC has also gone pack, and I'm sure the Discord will too.
I mean, I honestly, my gut instinct was the Packers.
The Texans
let
are
us steer
without
you
one of
wrong.
their top pass rushers and receivers, which is pretty big.
Yeah,
But they're
that's
also the
true.
Texans, and they're good.
yeah, they are the Texans. That's the problem.
I think it's definitely gonna be a close game.
Yeah,
it's
I
a
think so.
close game. I'll go Packers. I'll go with that because I would only go against it just cause, you know.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
smart.
Bengals, Browns.
Come on,
Bengals.
Bengals. I mean, it's got
Come on,
Bengals.
Yeah.
Bengals.
do it for
Bengals.
Paul Brown.
Yeah.
He
Mhm.
would have
Come on.
wanted this.
That's a
Mhm.
Bengals sweep.
Yep. Eagles, Giants.
Look at a bold Giants pick from our AC this week.
That's
Wow.
impressive.
That is.
It depends. Like, is Malik Neighbors coming back, both for
I
my
don't know.
fantasy team and for pick purposes? 'Cause
I believe he went to a concert and then got yelled at for going to a concert with a concussion.
I'm assuming like 2 weeks is long enough for a concussion.
Yeah,
I'm
I think
assuming
so.
he's playing, but I still think the Eagles are going to win.
Yeah.
I want to pick some upsets here, but nothing has really jumped out on that page for me.
I mean, I don't think that. Well,
I'm gonna take Eagles.
I'm gonna take the Eagles, but I'm not particularly happy about it.
yeah, I'll
Rob,
take
Rob,
him.
what are you doing?
I'm also scared of the upsets this week because there's so many 50-50 games.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I'll take the Eagles too, but I just I don't think the Giants are good, but I don't think the Eagles are so good that they've got a guaranteed win against the
Right.
Giants. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I see. I got you.
Dude, I'm struggling here. I've had a lot of failed instances of like this exact thing where like, it could happen. It's divisional. They're at home. The
Yeah.
Eagles have been looking bad.
Neighbors is
maybe.
back.
I'm gonna do it. I'm going Giants.
Oh,
He
let's
did it.
go. The New York Football Giants, the only team to have football in their official name.
Yep. Raiders, Rams.
Rams, even injured Rams. Raiders are so
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah.
Raiders team is
Yeah,
just
I'm going
in
Rams.
shambles. This is another bold pick from Torak with the Raiders here. But
Wow.
Wow.
That's insulting
Ugh.
to the Rams who are coming off a bye week.
I got to pick the Rams here.
Yeah.
I think Cup might be back.
Ooh.
Oh, I don't know.
which would be huge for them, obviously.
That
That
would
would.
be massive.
Panthers, Commanders.
Commanders.
I mean,
Locking the
Commanders.
Commanders.
I was
Yeah,
gonna do that too,
Commanders.
but I've locked against the Panthers like 2 or 3 times this fucking
Okay,
year
yeah.
too. So
Mm,
I don't know what I'm gonna lock.
they're
I mean, I kind of
dangerous.
have an
I don't know
idea.
either.
It's a Commander suite.
Yep.
Yeah.
Chiefs, 49ers.
Super Bowl rematch.
All right, we've
Yeah.
all. I think we all have to take a turn because, like, Apollo, I think did it last week. I did it the week before, where we were like, certainly this is the week that the Chiefs meet their comeuppance. They've been making so
Yep.
many mistakes. They
That's
definitely
so.
haven't
This
deserved
is
to be 5-0.
exactly is my exact line of logic. I think the Niners are even currently injured, like a better team than the Chiefs right now.
Big time.
And so because of that, and because things don't make sense, the Chiefs are going to win then. So I will be picking the Chiefs because they're supposed to lose.
I hate that, and I agree completely. And I'm picking the Chiefs.
I'm going to go
Yeah, I'm also-
49ers.
That's fair.
I mean, that is honestly fair, but I'm also picking the Chiefs.
I'm
Yes,
playing
it-
both
it-
sides here. The 49ers are the team that I think are going to win. So because it's the Chiefs and the universe wants me to be despairing all the time, they're going to win.
Honestly, at this point, I've gotten past that thinking that the Chiefs are just gonna lose. They did some sort of blood magic ritual,
Yep.
and it's clearly worked. So it's time to accept it.
Jets, Steelers.
I am
Steelers.
100% picking the New York Jets.
I am
gotta go
going to
Steelers.
take the Devontae Adam Jets.
Oh, baby, the 50-50 split.
Here we go.
You guys are not understanding that the Steelers defense is just like, if they don't force turnovers, then the other team goes down the field. And I think Rodgers Rodgers
Oh,
is
boy.
the kind of quarterback that is going to go, oh, TJ Watt, let me get rid of the ball in 2 seconds every play. Every play is going to be a 7-yard pass to Adams or Wilson or Lazard. This horrible Jets running game is going to magically become a 200-yard running team. It's ordained by God.
I'm really pleased that we're having like the unstoppable force and immovable object of despairing fans of just what do you think your team is
ordained by God.
Why do they keep doing us with prime time? What's the deal? Come on,
Aaron
guys.
Rodgers.
This is
like,
why is this a Sunday night game?
I
don't
don't
know.
why.
Wait, no, this
What
is insane because next week it's fucking Steelers Giants on Monday night. Why is these bad New York teams in Sunday night every fucking week?
Actually, you know what? I'll give you an answer for that one. It's because
it's New York.
Mark. Yeah,
It's because it's New York.
yeah. It's I mean, and you know what? They're not wrong. It makes a shitload of money.
By the
so-
way, the Packers have 4 weeks of prime time at the end of the season. We play Thanksgiving against the Dolphins. Then we play Thursday night the next week against the Lions. Then we play Sunday night against the Seahawks. Then we play Monday night against the Saints 4 weeks in a row.
that's wild.
So
actually.
that's, yep.
I mean, I think the NFL was smart this year, and I'm pretty sure they front loaded the Jets' prime time.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if we have a lot, later in the season, so they were just like, well, he might die again, so let's.
Yeah.
We'd like to make money off the name, but let's see what happens.
Ravens, Bucks.
Ravens.
Dude, another bold pick.
Oh,
correct,
I
Bucks.
haven't locked yet. I'm locking the Ravens again.
Wow, that's bold. I mean, the Bucks.
No,
are-
they must win, Rob. My sadness is the order of rule.
Well, I mean, but Sinvicta may not be here right now. God rest his soul. But it is his team, so we've got a little bit of a magic duel occurring.
Yep. I think I'm gonna go Buccaneers.
Every week you guys doubt in the power of magic of the universe
I
attempting
do.
to make me hate football, and every week you're wrong.
Yeah, but the magic of the football gods clearly are trying to mock Sinvicta for denying his team as they continue to win.
Yep. I
Mhm.
will say Sinvicta showed up in our football chat
Yeah.
a few times, more than usual.
Mm-hmm.
He might be liking
Nice.
that football again. Who knows?
Baker Mayfield.
Oh no, he was shitting on the Bucks for throwing the game, and then
Yeah,
the
he
second he
mostly
started
likes to
doing
shit
that,
on the Bucks.
Yeah.
they scored like 30 points and won the game.
Yeah. Classic.
I gotta go Ravens here. Yeah, this team is just like lighting it up right now.
I'm gonna go Ravens, but I feel bullied into it. I just want to make that clear. I'm not gonna
Man, I
change,
went
but I
Buccaneers.
just want to.
Yeah,
well,
there's another Monday night game.
yeah,
it's
there's a double Monday.
Double Monday. Thank God.
Exclusive on ESPN Plus, so I won't be watching it.
Oh,
Cool.
fuck them! Right, I forgot.
It's the better one
God.
too.
This is, we talked about it a little bit. Can we just, for a moment, again, go over how fuck the NFL for doing these pay-per-view games?
It is dumb, yeah.
This is nonsense. I mean, this is what they did to boxing, right? All those
Mhm.
years ago. I know in baseball, I'm not a big baseball fan, but like I remember when I was a kid, they had the whole Yes Network thing. with
Oh yeah, for the Yankees.
I will not sign up for it. If you want me to pay, I'll pay like $10 to watch the game. Like if you want to do that, I'll do that. I don't care. If it's like a good game and it's not every single game forever, fine. But I'm not going to sign up for some bullshit subscription service to watch your game. It's not happening.
This game's gonna fucking bring Streamies servers down all night, dude. This is gonna be the most
Yeah.
streamed game in history.
Yeah,
I mean,
no,
but it's
this is a
happening
joke.
alongside. It's a bad game happening alongside a very good game. So no, everyone's just going to watch the good game.
Yeah.
True.
Yeah,
Chargers, Cardinals, yeah.
Yeah, cards are bad. Go Chargers.
Chargers.
yeah, Chargers. Electric type is super effective against bird type, so
True.
Part of
just saying.
me
Well, I mean,
Still-
Dolphins are water, so water type should be very super effective against ground type. Rob, if you're going to go with that logic, you need to pick the Dolphins.
That's a great point, actually.
Yeah.
I
I'm
kind
wanted to
of
point that out.
I kind of don't trust the Chargers still, but I
Cards are a fine
do.
pick here.
But
I'm not sure that's true.
Cards are a bad pick here.
I'm gonna take the Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers sweep.
Yeah, I haven't locked. You know what? I'm gonna lock the Colts. I'm gonna do it.
Wow,
That was my gut.
wow.
This is my gut. I gotta do it.
I mean, you gotta go with the
I
gut.
like it.
Got a
with your
gut lock.
Gotta go with the
Incoming
gut.
5 interception Joe Flacco game.
Probably, yeah.
Dolphins win 6-0.
Or the elite dragon truly awakens and 5 touchdowns. The Joe Flacco 6 touchdown Flacco game. He breaks the record most touchdowns in a single game by a QB.
Yo, Joe.
It's Joe's season.
I mean, isn't the record like 7 or 8 though?
I think so. Yeah, it's like
Because I remember Ben did 2 6-touchdown games back to back.
I believe the record's 7 in a single game, but I could be wrong.
I wonder if the Steelers are just trying to show off Russell Wilson to trade him to like the Dolphins.
I don't think
That
I don't
would-
think they're tanking the season. I think they're trying to win.
Yeah. Randy.
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 It's 7, by the way. Several people have written 7.
Randy takes the Saints.
Okay.
Patriots.
Okay.
Vikings.
Yep.
Titans.
Randy.
Colts.
Okay.
Falcons.
Okay.
Texans.
Okay.
Bengals.
Okay. He's doing better.
Right?
Giants.
Oh.
Okay.
Raiders.
Oh, Randy, don't pick the Panthers.
Commanders.
Okay.
Okay,
Thank God,
okay.
Randy.
49ers.
Uh-oh.
Steelers.
Randy.
Buccaneers.
Randy.
Chargers.
Okay.
That's a good week for me.
That's the 50-50 week I've ever heard. That's the most 50-50
Absolutely.
week he's ever picked.
Mhm.
Mid
Well-
as hell, Randy.
Randy has locked the Tennessee Titans.
Oh, thank God.
No,
Wait,
no.
luck battle. No, it's
Thank
good.
God.
Luck battle's
Wait,
good.
what, yeah, I want him to lock against me, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
luck
Yeah,
is
yeah,
good.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
it's
if-
good.
If he locks, it means they lose.
Yeah, if he
Oh, I got
locks
so
with
scared.
you,
But-
it's bad.
Has he wait, hold on. I gotta go back to the stat. Was he
This is-
locking
wait,
bad
this
teams?
just makes sense. Sorry, I've just realized this statistic. Him locking against you, you have the power of knowing how football works. So
Right.
when you lock something, you're
Mhm.
confident they're going to win. He's locking off of randomness. So of course our record's going to be better against him.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, unless you have a Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are dead type of situation.
I didn't fucking understand what the fuck you just said.
I think I understood
I really
Francis
butchered the
Drake more than
boundaries
that.
there.
That one it was on purpose because the
Yeah,
Francis
yeah,
Drake one. It's a play. It's actually really good. You can read it online. Rosencrantz and Guildenstern are
No,
dead. It's
no. I'm going to go turn on YouTube and watch some slop. I'm going to watch some slop, Robert.
Rot that brain. That'll do it. Thanks for listening, everybody. Like, comment,
Thank
subscribe.
you, patrons.
Thank you,
Thank you,
patrons. Thank
patrons. And we will see you next week.
Ew.
Read some history.
Read, give us
because it's
Francis Drake facts.
fulfilling
On the internet.
and enriching to
Bye-bye.
your mind.
But